638 here, Big 550 KTRS. There is an American Heroes channel, and tonight Mike Butcher is a documentary filmmaker, and he has a movie out called The Hornet's Nest. Mike, are you there?
I am here in Washington, D.C. calling.
Thank you very much, Mike, for joining us. I've never heard of the American Heroes channel. What's that channel?
It is the military channel. It's been rebranded by Discovery as the American Heroes channel.
Oh, okay.
And that is, so pretty much everyone remembers military channel. It's now called American Heroes channel.
Okay, good thing I asked, so we all know.
Yeah,
Great.
Absolutely.
Tell us about the Hornet's Nest.
Hornet's Nest recounts the 2 years my son and I spent embedded in Afghanistan. And during that period, we were in every part of the country. We decided, my son and I, that there wasn't enough coverage of our troops over there, that people had stopped embedding. And so we decided to go the opposite direction and spend more than 2 years telling those stories of the sacrifice that was displayed every day there in Afghanistan by our American men and women in uniform.
Trying to cover a war, I thought about this last night when I was watching the president talking about the airstrikes that's going on in Iraq. You don't get a whole lot of news from 50,000 feet in the air, but the way we cover wars and the way news is disseminated, I'm with you, Mike. I don't think we know what really happened in Afghanistan.
No, it's true. The American public really became war weary, and especially around 2006, 2007, they didn't want to hear anything about the wars in Iraq or Afghanistan, and that there wasn't much news out there. And when I was in Afghanistan, there were days that there were probably only 4 or 5 reporters on the ground in the entire country. And you can't, as a democracy, send 100,000 troops somewhere to fight a war and then forget about them. And that was the point of this documentary, to tell their stories.
How did the troops respond and deal with you as a film crew, following them for weeks at a time?
Well, I'm a modern era film crew, so it was myself and my son. And if you take people think that they don't want reporters there. It's quite the opposite. They want people to see what they are doing, and they don't want to be forgotten. And so we were well received, and I'm going back in November for ABC. Besides making films, I work for ABC News, and I teach at the University of Oklahoma. So we were well received the whole time.
How did you work for ABC while you were taking these 2 years to go film this?
Yes, I was, and so I reported from the front lines for ABC, but in the back of my mind, I always knew I wanted to make a film, and ABC allowed me to do that, and it was a unique partnership. I was, doing the shorter news stories for ABC, but at the end, and it's taken more than 2 years to put together, we did this film, The Hornet's Nest, which you can see tonight on American Heroes Channel.
Hey, Mike, you got to know these men and women in the front lines, and unfortunately, we lost a lot of lives there, and you knew some of the people who lost their lives, and you actually have a part in your documentary about a memorial service for some of them.
Yes, and that's the kind of thing you don't see in news coverage. You see snippets of the war, but you don't see the cost of it. And that's what this film brings home to you, because we send these young men and women over there, and some of them die. And it has a lasting impact on the men and women they serve with. And it has a lasting impact on me. I can't forget these people that I knew who were killed serving their nation. And in the film, you see the fallen comrade ceremony, where after one battle I was in and covering, we lost 6 soldiers in the period of about 1 hour. And to see how that weighs on their buddies who survived and came back is something every American should see, so they know what the cost of war actually is.
It's tonight on the American Heroes Channel, which was formerly the military channel, so we've all got it. We just don't know we have it. It's the American Heroes.
There you go.
Yeah, it's the American Heroes Channel. It's the Hornet's Nest. It tonight debuts, and I'm sure they will run it over and over again. And make sure, if you can't see it tonight, make sure you tape it, record it, so you can see it. Mike Butcher, ABC News correspondent, filmmaker, and it pains me to say that a teacher from the University of Oklahoma as a Nebraska graduate. It makes it very hard to talk to you.
Hey, I gotta tell you, I miss that rivalry. I miss the old Big Eight, and I'm an old Big Eight guy, so I miss having Missouri and I miss having Nebraska.
And I say I miss Barry Switzer. Can I say that? Is that will I be?
You can, and I see Barry quite often actually. He's still active, and he's still Barry.
There you go, Mike Betcher with ABC News. Mike, be good, be safe, and we'll look for this tonight.
Okay, thank you.
American Heroes Channel, which is formerly the Military Channel. The movie's called The Hornet's Nest tonight on the American Heroes Channel, 644 here. Big